Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I hope everyone out there is doing great today. Today, you know, most of my projects are geared toward my grandchildren, and my little granddaughter, my 7-year-old, wanted to know if I could make her a tea set out of paper. Well, I searched Pinterest and I found a couple of different YouTubers who had done this out of paper, so I decided to follow one of them, and I think her name is Linda Parker. I do believe that I copied this one from, and she did a wonderful job on hers. Now this is, it's about, let's see how tall this is. This is about 2.5 inches tall, and it is approximately 2.5 of the circular or diameter, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, it's a cute little teacup, and I'll make her a little tea set, and it'll probably last, a week or so, and then who knows what'll happen to it. But anyway, I'll show you how to do that. This is just out of some of our cardstock, and I think this is the hot pink. I believe it's what this is for. This is for her little sister. I'm making her one that's kind of a purpley blue because she loves purpley blue. Now I did emboss this one, but I don't think I'm going to emboss hers because she just likes butterflies. So I think I'm just going to stamp hers with some butterflies. So let's get started. All you have to have, and you can do this out of designer paper or out of cardstock, either one that you want. You can decorate this however you want to do that. You need a piece of paper 8 by 5.5. So I've already cut mine. On the long side, you're going to score at 1 1/4. 1 1/4, if I can get my glasses adjusted. 2.5, 3 3/4, 5 inches, 6 1/4, and 7 1/2. Okay, now I will have these measurements on my blog as well. You turn it on the short side, and you're going to score at 1 1/8 and 3 5/8. Let me make sure that I did that one correct. I had it slip just a little. That's what I thought. Okay, so that is your scoring done. So let's move the scoreboard out of our way. Now you're just going to fold and burnish all of your score lines. And this is done with the envelope punch board, but I think you could probably do this even if you don't have the envelope punch board. You can watch and see what I do, and I think you'd be able to do it just with scissors or with a little die cut or whatever. Don't think it would be that hard. Okay, so that is all of our pieces and parts burnished. Now what we're going to do is take the envelope punch board, and you see you have a long portion here that the score line is about 1.5 inches. Then you have a short one here that the score line is about 1 inch. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch. We're going to fold this down, and we're going to punch on that score line. We're going to put it in the punch board. Let me put it in there, and then I'll show you. See if I can pick this up. We're going to put it in the punch board with that score line lined up right in the middle of that hole there. See that? And we're going to punch it. And it's a little bit of strength to get it through 2 of them. Then you're going to fold the next score line and put it in there again, right in the center. And I think I need new glasses. And you're going to punch it. Like I said, it takes a little bit of, especially since I'm having to kind of hold it away from me. Let's see if I can move it closer. Fold the next one, put it in there, and punch. Fold the next score line, put it up in there, line it up, and punch. Fold your next one, put it up in there, punch it, and your last one. Okay, so that's got, you better go ahead and punch this one right here at the end. Go ahead and punch that one. 2. Okay, so that has all of your lines, all of your score lines punched out. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you that little beveled edge for your teacup down at the bottom. And like I said, you could do this without having to do that, I am sure. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the 1/2 inch score line that's on this side right here, and you're going to cut away this part right here because you don't need that. So we're going to cut that one away, and then we're just going to kind of take a little chunk off of that like that. You're also going to cut this one away because you don't need it. It just kind of gets in your way. Well, it would help if I could cut straight today. New glasses are needed. Okay, and then you're just going to kind of even that out a little bit there, like that. Because this is going to be the part that puts your cup together. Alright, now what we're going to do is decide which one you want to be your front and which one you want to be your back. And I think I'm going to have this smooth part as my outside because that is going to stamp a lot better. You go ahead and decorate any way that you want. If you want to put put decorative paper in your little panels, like in here, you could do that. If you wanted to color, ink it up, if you wanted to stamp it, emboss it, whatever. Now is the time to get that going. But like I said, I'm just going to stamp some butterflies on here. And I am going to use my Fisker stamping tool because, you know me, and stamping. And oh my goodness, that is got a glare on it that I can't even see. So we're going to start over here and just kind of stamp them off. Now the only place that you want to stamp is in this area right here. This is going to be folded over. So in this area is where you need to stamp. You can stamp up there, it just won't show. It'll be on the inside of the cup. So I'm just going to stamp a few around different areas. I love this little stamping tool. If you've never used it, you need to get one. If you're not a professional in stamping like I am not. Alright, our stamping's done, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take our score tape. And I'm using the 1/4. We do have this in stock. And we're going to put some tape on this little flap right here. And I will tell you a secret. I put some on both sides because I want this to stick. And you'll see in a minute why I put some on both sides. And then on the inside, we're going to, on this flap up here, above your score line, this up here, what we're going to do is run some score tape down through there, right above the score line, and at the top right above, right before you get to the edge. And what that's going to do is that's going to help keep this part right here folded down in the cup. Just helps finish the cup off. So take the back off your score tape. Alright, fold everything down except this edge right here. Do not seal that edge up, and you'll see why in just a minute. So just make sure that's folded down. Take the backing off of your other score tape on the little flap. Fold your cup around. And see, I almost stuck mine together. Take that little lip and put it right on the inside of that part right there. You see what I'm doing? That part that's right there, I'm going to take this little lip. See if I can get my hands out of the way. I'm going to take this little lip and put it right in there, and then line up my score lines just like that. And then press it down. There you go. So you see that makes it where you can hardly tell that there's a seam there. Alright, now what we're going to do is take your scissors, and on each one of these little pieces right here, you're going to clip just going to open those up. And this is so that they will fold underneath the cup and make the bottom. So just go right down the center of that score line and fold them. And what you're going to do now is you're going to take the opposite sides and just fold those over just to where, let me see if I can get these out of the way. Take the opposite sides and fold them over just to where the thick part meets, just like that. You see, there's the thick part right there. Just fold them over like that. Not all the way because your cup won't sit right, but just where your little thick parts are. Just match them up like that. So we're going to put some score tape on this. And I just do one at a time so I can kind of check it out, make sure I'm getting it. Alright, right there and right there. So just like that. You see how you still got your little folds out here? That makes your cup sit level. Alright, then you're going to do the next one. Put a little piece of score tape on there. And then you're going to put these two together. And again, okay, I forgot one part. We're going to put a little score tape right there so that it holds those together. Let me do that. And there we go. Okay. So bring these two together just like we did the others. Not too tight. Just until they meet. And then press all of that together. So we got that. So we've got one more. And then I just kind of put it together like that and look at my cup and see what I got going. Okay. So we're going to put a little piece of score tape on this because we do want those to stick together. Well, I took the whole thing off, didn't I? Okay. And then put a little piece of score tape on this. Take the backing off. And then press them together just like that. Alright, so now what we need is a circle for the bottom of this, and it needs to be a 1.5 inch circle. Now all I have is this old Creative Memories punch. If you have, you could do this on your Cricut. You could find something that was just 1.5 inches circular, draw it out and cut it. It doesn't make any difference. Just as long as you have something to kind of cover over the bottom. That's all that you need. And just sit that right in the center of the bottom. And that just keeps all of that ugly part hid there. Okay. So we'll put that down there. And now to do your handle. Now, for your handle, you need a 2-inch circle, and then you need to cut the center out of that 2-inch circle. Now, I don't have a punch that is 2 inches around, but this is. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down, draw my lines around there, and I could do this on my Cricut. But, you know, everybody doesn't have a Cricut, so we'll just figure out a way to do it without the Cricut. And now you're going to use your 1 1/4, let's see if I have 1 1/4, yes. Your 1 1/4 inch punch, and I don't know if mine's going to go to the center of that. No, it will not. So all I'm going to do is punch out 1 1/4 inch circle on my paper. And put it right in the center of that circle there, just as close to the center as I can get. And then I'm just going to draw around that. Here again, this could be all be done on your Cricut with die cuts, you know, whatever you have. But I'm just showing you a way to do it if you don't have all of that, which I don't. It's going to be hopefully a lot easier than me trying to punch a hole in the center and cut it that way. Let's see if that worked. Oh yeah, that worked. So that is our little handle, and then I'll show you what we need to do with that in order to make it fold right. Get your scoreboard out again and just put your handle up anywhere on your scoreboard, and all you're going to do is make a little line. Well, let me just do this and I'll show you. It's hard to explain because it's not actually in a particular spot. Okay, so what we did is we scored one place on the circle and then went over about a quarter of an inch and made another little score line, and the same thing just straight down so that it would fold like that. Okay, so you'll have a little bit of a place to glue it to your cup. Now I'm going to use some score tape just so that it'll hold really quick. So I'm going to put a little bit of score tape right here and a little piece right here, and I really need the narrower score tape, but that's okay. Alright, and now all you're going to do is decide which side you want to be the back or the side of your cup. I think I'm going to put mine right there because I don't have any stamped places there. Put your handle right in the center and then right up close to the top and then right at the bottom, just like that, and press it down. And then you're just going to take a little piece of score tape or your glue, whatever, and you're going to put these together. You're going to press the handles together just like that. So there's your little handle all put on the cup. And that is it. That is all you have to do. I think these are adorable. Tomorrow we'll be making the teapot that goes along with these little cups. I think they're cute. They'll be cute sitting up somewhere and, you know, letting your grandkids or even yourself enjoy them. Like I said, you can make these out of whatever. I have some really glittery silver paper that I think I may try to make a couple out of, and we'll see what happens with that. But I think these are adorable. I hope you try them, and don't forget about our challenge. So give these a try. Post them over in the members room, and we will talk to you guys later. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And oh, we did get our large shipment of the art glitter glue in today, so get your orders in. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.